I tend to avoid the majority of comedy anime. It seems like every season there is a new series that everyone claims is the greatest thing ever, but then I actually watch it and all it does is make me want to do something drastic.
I just want to talk to him. I just want to talk to him.
However, once in a while, there are some that manage to break this mold and actually end up being pretty funny. These tend to be few and far between though. You gotta dig through a lot of slop to find them. But if you're lucky enough, you might just find a show that scratches your comedy itch. And recently, I discovered a series like this after someone made a comment on my Pop Team Epic video. It mentioned some other comedy anime they enjoyed, but one of them stood out to me because it was a show I'd never heard of before. That show was Asobase. On the surface, Asobase seems to just be another slice of life school anime, a genre I avoid even more than I do comedy anime. But once you dig a little deeper, you'll come to realize it is far from your typical slice of life show. Asobase follows three schoolgirls, Hanako Honada, Kasumi Nomura, and Olivia. The three of them form a club called the Pastimers, which they use as an excuse to do a bunch of random games and activities. These guys are weird, and I mean like actual weird, not the quirky, look at this girl do something slightly strange. They are unhinged. This might be a bit of a stretch to say, but they kind of remind me of the It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia cast, except the characters here are not nearly as deplorable as the It's Always Sunny cast.
I am untethered and my rage knows no bounds!
But they certainly aren't your archetypical, well-meaning slice-of-life girls. They lie to each other for no reason. They're all selfish and can be quite vindictive from time to time. Like Hanako is constantly calling her classmates sluts, among other things she does.
The world is a mess. The world is as angry as it gets.
And those are the traits you want to see from the main cast of a comedy series. It's fun to watch unhinged social freaks do their thing. My favorite character here is hands down the butler Maeda. I enjoyed his presence in every scene that was blessed by him. He can, for whatever reason, fire an ass laser, which is odd to see in a series that doesn't have any supernatural elements besides that. But you know, I think every grounded show should just give a random character some supernatural ability. Could you imagine watching The Sopranos and some dude is able to lactate monster energy or some other power for no explainable reason? Why did I say lactating monster energy? Now, most of the actual plot and events that happen in each episode aren't too dissimilar from what you'd find in other slice-of-life anime, but what makes them much more entertaining is how the main cast navigate those situations. These guys are, pardon my language, a bunch of silly billies. They're all pretty stupid, and that makes the shenanigans they get up to quite the spectacle. They'll turn these mundane games into high-stakes encounters, or they might commit a violent crime. And other times it's whatever is going on here. I also just really dig the show's art style. Its color scheme is nice and vibrant. I love this whole watercolor aesthetic they have going on here. It looks much more interesting than the flat, muted style a lot of other anime go with. The character expressions are fun and expressive, especially when the cutesy art style is contrasted by these insane reaction shots. I think in general, the huge variety of weird and unique expressions are what make the show's comedy stand out to me. It's pretty impressive how many different type of reactions they cooked up here. The unexpected nature of some of these never fail to get a chuckle out of me. The voice acting is also far better than what you'd usually see in other anime. I was surprised by how much it impressed me at times. The reason I say it's surprising is because generally as an English speaker, it's kind of difficult for me to notice good acting when it's in another language. You can get the basic read on most things, but you can't quite register the smaller nuances that really sell a great performance. But there were a lot of instances where the voice actors did a noticeably good job, especially with Hanako's voice actor. She was incredible throughout her entire performance.
Yes!
Now let me be clear, not every joke hits the mark. There are some real stinkers here, but when it's funny, it's pretty damn funny. I think towards the end, the show really finds itself. You get to see a lot more of the other characters. Trap Lady, the English-speaking student, Witch Girl, and this absolute freak. Their added involvement makes the plotlines feel a lot more fresh and unpredictable. I ended up liking Asobase way more than I first expected. I might put it up there as one of my favorite comedy anime, although I don't think it was as good as some of my all-time favorites like Gintama or Konosuba. Still though, it was a breath of fresh air compared to a lot of what I've seen released in these past couple of years. But this also raises an important question. Why did it only get one season? Asobase was not only good, but pretty popular. Clips of this series have consistently gained very high view counts on YouTube, and upon its release, a lot of people were talking about it. So how come it never got another season? It's not like they ran out of chapters to adapt. The manga still had plenty of material to work with. It seems like from the beginning, the plan was for the series to only be one season. They even kind of allude to this fact in an episode. From what I've heard, the manga starts to focus less on the main cast and more towards the side characters as it goes on. So that could have also contributed. I don't really have a problem with this only being one season. It was a short little anime that delivered on what it set out to do. One season is enough for me to be satisfied with what we got, and the manga is always there for those who want more from the series. If you're like me and are only now just discovering Asobase, or have had it on the back burner, give this a shot. It's pretty good. My name has been Goob. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you next time.